Welcome to the 6 month Phenomenon Mastermind. This mastermind is genuinely the only program that you will need to build a language teaching business that keeps bringing you 10K months, 15K months, 25K months on repeat. And I know that you are the kind of person that is a fast action taker, you're a fast grower. So you always go big in your moves, and you are, just like me, allergic to the words like normal, mediocre, normal, average, and you're creating your content. You're a language teacher, you're an accent coach, you're a language coach, and you're creating content, you're selling your language offers, accent offers, and you're unstoppable. Like, you're not letting your external circumstances direct the way you move because you know that this is the way that business works. That's it. And this is how I know that Phenomenon Mastermind is for you. So, the main reason why I created the Phenomenon Mastermind is because I've noticed that all marketing programs and like masterminds, they just teach you the basics. Like, they just teach you the basic sales advice that you have already heard before, and that you've already heard before and implemented, and you're like, oh my god, like, why do I keep hearing this? For example, they say, oh, just use the pain points of language learners. Like, no shit. Like, brah, no shit. Or they say, like, get specific in your messaging, choose a niche to stand out, or raise your prices, or use the sales framework that you already know. Like, what the fuck? And then they also give you like really traditional and old and outdated sales like frameworks and like tactics and launch plans. So it makes you wonder, like, well, I already had like an implemented that before. Like, what the hell? Why am I not hearing anything new in this program? So the main reason I created this Phenomenon Mastermind is to teach you how to sell your language course in a fresh, innovative, and unconventional way, because this is exactly what makes high ticket language learners want to invest in your language courses, accent courses. Because you know what, like, they are already used to investing in language courses, accent courses, and they're simply not interested when you sell in a mediocre, average, like normal way, just like you do, even if it's like perfect from the standpoint of like sales, but it's not new, they're not going to buy. So this is why in my Phenomenon Mastermind, in my during weekly calls, in my feedback, in my voice messages in the chat, I'm showing you how to sell your language or your accent course in a fresh, unpredictable, innovative way. Because this is exactly what makes high level, high ticket, ready to pay students pay attention to it, and they're like, oh my god, I have never seen it before. This is something new, this is something fresh. So they also think like, oh, this is exactly what I need. And then they buy your accent course, language course fast without any objections, or like, I can't afford it, maybe next time, fuck that. Okay. So when you sell your language course, your accent course in a fresh and unpredictable, like unconventional, like super like innovative way, you actually become a phenomenon language teacher, a phenomenon accent coach, a phenomenon neuro language coach. You get instant sign-ups to your language course, to accent course. Students buy your accent courses and language courses right after you host a free masterclass, right after you host a free challenge or like 5 day low ticket challenge, right after you post 8 story slides on your stories. So this is exactly what gets you to consistent 10K months, 15K months, 25K months. When you actually sell your language course in an unconventional way, so that ready to pay high level, high ticket students, like, they notice you, you get noticed, and then they get involved in your sales, like in your launch process, and like, oh my God, I need it. So, and I also know that you are already making good money. You have tried to double your income before. You have tried it by like increasing your reels views and like going viral and increasing your stories views because it's something that is bothering you. And I know that's like, I'm a psychic, okay? So you have also used like some cheap marketing tactics like G spots left or price is rising soon. And maybe you have even tried copying other famous language teachers, accent coaches, and even like business coaches, marketers, because you thought, oh, if they get all these big wins, like I need to try that. And honestly, I tried that, but it fell flat. It fell flat. So even though you've tried it all, like you still keep making the same income. That's 5K months or 10K months or like 12K months, 6K months. It's always like there, like you've been cruising at this income for months. And it's not really consistent. Like you're making good money, and if an average language teacher, accent coach, or like just your friends saw how much money is in your bank account, they would be like, oh my god, so fucking jealous of you. But you know that it's like you've barely scratched the surface. For you, that's the minimum. And what you want is consistent and predictable income. 10K months on repeat, 15K months on repeat, 25K months on repeat every single month. So this is what my clients are doing now. For example, one client, she is a language coach in a very, very specific niche. I don't know if you saw her, but you might have seen her on Instagram. And she made her first 5K month after she had been making 1K months for, I think, like for a few years. Okay. Another client, she is a British accent coach. I think that you have already like seen her on Instagram. She's getting so popular, and she made her first 10K months when she first launched her British accent course, which is astonishing. And then other clients, language teachers, accent coaches, language school owners, they are on track for 20K months, 25K months. They're all selling out their language programs and accent programs, which is astonishing, amazing, and I'm so freaking proud of them. And the main reason they're attracting so many language learners, like so many accent learners, students to their language courses, and their audiences buy fast from them, is because like they use unconventional and fresh and innovative sales ideas and strategies, and they also use messaging that differentiates them on the market and only attracts the fast buyers, language learners, not like the slow buyers, like I will think about it, maybe next time, all this like shit. No, their messaging only attracts fast buyers, language learners that are used to investing in language programs and accent programs, and not like 200 or 500 euros. No, I mean thousands. So when you combine the two, when you combine using unconventional, fresh, innovative sales ideas and also messaging that is talking to fast biased language learners, like speaking to people that are better than others, this is how you get wild results. This is how you get instant signups to language courses and accent courses. Because right now, like nowadays, people are craving for freshness. So when they see you, like when they see you as a breath of fresh air because you're selling a language course, your accent course in a fresh and unconventional way, they start like it's just an instant reaction and they get mega interested. So it's really, really easy to convert them and make them like paying customers. So right now, I will walk you through what is inside the Phenomenon Mastermind and how to use it so that you make the most of it throughout the next 6 months that we spend together. So we start this mastermind with a 2 hours one-to-one content strategy call. So it's not even a content strategy call. I would rather call it um, the like everything you need to do in your language teaching business, content messaging, launches, stories, free events, like challenges, how to structure them, what to say, how to sell, kind of cool. That's everything. That's so freaking detailed. And before we even have the strategy call, I send you a really, really big questionnaire with tons of questions like about what kind of students you want to attract, about your goals, about your long-term vision for your language teaching business, questions that extract your uniqueness, and like a couple of creative tasks, obviously, because like I love creativity. And then I properly analyze your responses and I come up with a step-by-step content and sales and launch plans for you for the next few months that will help you scale to consistent 10K, 15K, 25K months. So after that, as you can see here, is one of the examples of my 2 hours one-to-one onboarding call. So that's everything. Yeah, that's everything that we do here during this call. So after that, so we hop on a Zoom call. And this is where I extract your uniqueness as a language teacher, as an accent coach. I extract your unique selling point, your zones of genius, and then I also show you like how exactly to show it in your content when you're selling a language course, your accent course. I also map out your entire offer suite. So that's here, like product suite. And then I help you make the like aesthetics of your Instagram page, to make it more like you. I will also share like what types of content to post, or types of stories to post, how to create posts that or like show that you're the real authority in teaching this language or this accent. And I also share the exact structure for each content type and like story sequences. And at the end, I also lay out a very, very detailed launch plan. So that's like a launch calendar. I love planning. It's just I don't know, it's just something that I really enjoy. So I help you plan your launch for the next 2 to 3 months. So it's week by week. So you know exactly what to post, like what to say, to sell your language course. So it's like what to say in stories, how exactly to promote your free masterclass or another fun and unconventional event, for example, like a challenge, a 3 days speaking session, it can be anything. How to pitch your language course at the end of the event, what to include to your challenges, so what's the like the unique vibe of your challenge or like your free event. So we do it all. And then right after that, we have our weekly group calls. So every Tuesday from 12 to 2 p.m. London time. And these calls, like they they aren't just any strategy calls. They aren't like just use pain points. It's not that. I am Pauline Danko. Like you will not hear like basic advice from me. So our weekly calls is where all the magic happens. And the first thing that we do is we dive. There are several pillars, like 5 to 6 pillars. Okay. So the first thing that we do is we dive into unconventional sales and launch and content ideas. And they are custom to your vibe. So I create content ideas for you and like unconventional sales ideas that are custom to you, to your like behavior, to your personality, to your unique vibe. For example, something that we might do is like get you on a helicopter ride during a launch, because like I know it's like sounds a bit too extreme, but why fucking not? And then or you might do like a little music video as a trailer for your language course, accent course, or you can do like a forest photo shoot, or you can do like a weird kind of fashion in your post, or like a weird live and something unconventional, and the reason why I'm doing it, because you're not here to sell your language course like average language teachers, like accent coaches. You're here to break the pattern, to stand out. And this is exactly what we do in Phenomenon Mastermind. Because I want you to sell your language course in a way that is so, so, so unexpected. So those fast buyers, language learners and accent learners, like the kind of students that like are used to investing in language programs, they love investing, they can't help but they pay attention, you get noticed, and they buy from you. So those high ticket students, they do not notice average language teachers, average traditional old sales techniques like this was left, this is the sales trigger, price is right, and so like everybody knows that, everybody knows that. Like even my husband, he's not in sales, like he knows like he's not in sales, but he knows all those like marketing techniques, and like that's outdated. It doesn't make high ticket buyers buy from you. You only get freebie seekers if you do that. Okay. The another thing that we do during our weekly calls is we go deep into your mindset and identity. So I am helping you expand into a leader that you already are, into a person, into your future self, into someone that you know already has this result in the future. So you are not just a language teacher. Obviously, you're not just a language teacher, accent coach. You are a business owner. That's your language teaching business. You're not a teacher. And you know this. And you are a phenomenon. Like I help you become a phenomenon in the language teaching niche, in the accent coaching niche. I help you become perceived by other people at your like language learners, accent learners as someone that is, oh my God, she is the one, the one. This is what I help you do. So the next thing that we do in our weekly calls, I also help you build out your scalable language program or accent program. So you're not just selling like groups or one-to-one language coaching or like language courses with a limited number of spots, or your income is always capped at like 10K or 5K or like 12K. It doesn't matter. So the thing is that you're selling with me, you will be selling a scalable language program, which means that there will be no limit as to how many students can join us so that you can scale your income without adding more time to your calendar. The another thing that we do, which is so important, is we shape your messaging. So it speaks directly to language learners' pains and desires, and most importantly, identities, because like this is what makes them buy. Uh, this is what makes them think and realize that you are the only language teacher who truly gets them, truly understands them, and the only one that can help. So, the messaging that I help you craft is the messaging that not only speaks like deeply like the students, but it also positions you as the obvious choice, as the authority for your current audience and your future audience, and only attracts premium and ready to pay fast action students who buy fast without any objections or like can't afford blah 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 all this stuff. So the next thing that we do in our weekly calls is we map out your launch strategy from free master classes like low ticket events, DM conversational strategies, what to say on your stories, how to sell to different types of buyers, because obviously if you need to sell your language course differently and use different types of buyers, like sell to different types of buyers, because all people buy differently, all language learners buy differently. So when it's time to sell your language course, you know exactly how to do this. So we also create during this weekly calls, we also create your free events and challenges. So we do it together, and I share the exact scripts for your free masterclasses and events, the exact slides, how to structure events, and how to sell your language course at the end of this event, and then like what kind of time sensitive bonuses to include, what to come up with to make those participants, language learners that attend your events, how to make them want to invest in your language courses. So another thing, and I suppose it's the last thing, yeah, the sixth thing that I teach you inside these weekly calls is I teach you my signature process on how to always come up with content ideas and launch ideas and how to write your content. And I call it like the third eye portal, the third eye content portal, because I genuinely help you connect to your real self, to your authentic self, to your like, to the universe inside you, so you always have content ideas and you never run dry. So these six things together, they make you a phenomenon language teacher, a phenomenon neuro language coach, a phenomenon accent coach. And in our weekly calls, we often talk about like how to focus on long-term revenue instead of like quick cash, because like I know quick cash is amazing and that's perfect, yeah, but it's not sustainable. So, what we also do during this weekly group calls is that I give you feedback to carousels and free masterclasses. And yeah, by the way, yesterday, I think, yeah, in my mastermind, I just spent 1 hour reviewing and commenting and giving feedback to one of my clients' free masterclass slides, and she was amazed at how like detailed it was. So that's cool. Um, we sometimes during our weekly calls we also discuss pricing, how to price different language offers and why. So we create like a logical offer suite, and sometimes we also brainstorm content for different phases of your launch. So you always walk away from the call with 20 or more different content ideas, and you also learn from other people's other language teachers and accent coaches questions and our responses. Something that is also important is we often talk about mindset stuff. For example, one of my clients, an English coach, she once told me she was in my mastermind in the last round of my mastermind. So she once told me that she felt disconnected from her content and she didn't feel like her authentic self when creating content. And what I did is that I gave her an exercise on how to get back into her voice And then she sold out her English group at 300 euros per month to six new students. You have this post on my feed content, so you can read that, read the details. So there are no limits as to what we can discuss and delve deep into during these weekly calls. And also, that's just surprises, and I'm super excited to tell you about that. Is that every month we also have a copywriting session where you all write together. So it's stories and captions, carousels, sales pages, websites, and free masterclass slides. And I give you my live feedback on how to make it even more magnetic for students and how to make them want to invest in your language course and your accent course. I show you the exact content prompts and templates, and I ask you questions like what, how would you write this and this and this, so your brain goes like, oh, like wow, this is exactly what I want to write about. So your content creation feels effortless. It feels like you are connected to this inner universe and ideas are just flowing out of you. So that's perfect. And that's it for the calls. And you'll also get my feedback on most days of the week. So from Tuesday to Friday, you can submit your burning questions about sales and content and mindset, like basically anything. So yeah, like we have a Q&A thread in this mastermind. And also you can submit your content. So your story sequences and reels and Instagram lives, and then like free master classes, slides, everything, carousels. So you also get like very detailed feedback from me, and it's like I'm very famous for detailed feedback. And what makes me stand out from like all the other marketers and business coaches that you see out there is that I actually used to be an online English teacher, and I went from making 500 euros per month to my first 5k and then my first 10k month. So I was on both sides actually. I was both like an English teacher and a language learner, and right now I'm a marketing and business coach. So when I was like a learner, I learned English, obviously. I used to learn French and Spanish and Portuguese, Romanian and Latin. And I was that high level student. I was that high level student splashing out my money on language programs and accent programs. Not accent programs. I think, yeah, I didn't splash out money on accent programs, but I did like a couple of sessions, like a few sessions on with like how to get more natural in my accent. But language programs, that's like, oh my god, I invested so much money on language programs like French and Spanish and Portuguese, Romanian, yeah, and English obviously. So I also learned English in England. I learned French in France. I learned Spanish in Spain. And I majored in English translation. So I studied all sorts of nerdy stuff that you know. So that's like comparative linguistics and cultural studies and like intercultural communication, stuff like that. So I also got a prestigious Cambridge certification for English teachers. So I think it's like the most prestigious thing that you can get apart from CELTA. So that's called Delta Module 1 from Cambridge, where I studied a lot of things like discourse analysis, phonetics, micro skills, like task-based learning, communicative approach, lexical approach, like first language interference, so like all this nerdy stuff. So when you're my client in this mastermind, and you are a real nerd, you can use this terminology. Like if you want to, like you can use terminology like schwa, chunking, connected speech, TTT, PPP, noticing, semantic fields, crashing, fossilization, or effective filter, Scrivener, Saussure, Thornberry, like other linguists. So, but most of the times, honestly, you are not like you. We're not really using that language. But if you want to, you can. It's just we keep our language pretty simple with my clients, but you can, if you want to, you can use this terminology without thinking that I wouldn't understand it, because like honestly, an average business coach or like a marketer wouldn't understand that. I don't even think that such a person exists apart from me, honestly. So I'm not just a business coach and marketer. I actually have a solid background in teaching languages, learning languages, and like acquiring them. So what makes this mastermind, this phenomenon mastermind different is that I actually unpack your zones of genius and strengths as a language teacher, as an accent coach, and I teach you how to say that in your content so your audience wants to invest in your language course. So, for example, I have a client who is a native English coach, and she teaches English through helping students to express their unique vibe and personality. So, she is a very expressive and emotional person herself. So, for example, like different people will express themselves in a different way. Like some people will say, Jesus, I love chocolate, or chocolate is my comfort food, or oh God, I fucking love chocolate. So this is exactly what she helps them do, and she helps find phrases that match their vibe, and I just helped her articulate that into her content, and yeah, she's crushing it. Another client, she is a native German teacher for expat women, and she helps expat women connect with other German women, like local women, and she helps them connect in conversations on a deep, like on a soul level. And all of her feed content is connected to forest vibes, and it's just, I feel like she's like a German fairy, so I love that. And in order to extract and bring out your uniqueness, how, like in order to extract your zones of genius, I ask you a million of questions about your like style of teaching, why you teach this way, and what your personality vibe is, what you're fucking good at, what you hate in the language teaching, accent coaching industry, and why. The second thing that makes this mastermind different is that, like, how deep I go with my feedback. I'm gonna show it right now. So the feedback that I give is just incomparable. You can't compare it to anything else you see on the market. Like my feedback is always very detailed. Like whenever I edit, whenever I help you rewrite some parts of your stories, captions for masterclass slides, I share what exactly you need to change to make language learners see it as an obvious choice. When you submit your content, you always know what to change. Like you always know what to change to make it magnetic for students and see you as the obvious choice. You always know it. Like the my feedback is just you cannot like compare it to anything else. So the third thing that makes Phenomenon Mastermind different is that it's an intimate group with only 8 people max. Like it's just 6 to 8 people. So I don't sell more spots, even when there are teachers and accent coaches that are interested in joining. So, and the last and the most important thing about this mastermind is that you get access to my creative brain. So you know that I constantly give you out of the box unconventional sales ideas that are custom to you. So I make sure that your content doesn't look average. I make sure that you don't sell like average language teachers and accent coaches. I make sure that you break the pattern. I make like I make sure that you sell your language course in a fresh and innovative way that turns heads on the internet, that turns heads on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and which is exactly why learners buy from you and you only, not some like other language teachers, accent coaches. Because like when you hire me, you always know that you're always getting unconventional, out of the box, fresh, innovative, unconventional ideas and unpredictable ideas, sales ideas. So you sell out your language course with ease. And I know that you really want to join this mastermind. Like, otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this video. Otherwise, you wouldn't click this link. And I mean, like, if you have come this far, it's inevitable that you should be in this mastermind. And I know that you're already making good money. Like, I mean, again, if an average language teacher looked at your bank account, they would get like that jealous. And you're already posting content, selling your language courses, accent courses, and stories and reels, and 5 days challenges, and like free masterclasses and other events. And you're already attracting students, and like it's already good. And they love your courses because they're really effective because they are your courses. They're amazing. But what's really bothering you right now is that you're still getting DMs from people, like from students who say, oh, I can't afford it, maybe next time. So you think that something is wrong with your content and how you sell your language course. And then whenever you host like free masterclasses and those 5 day challenges and other events, and you sell your language course at the end or like throughout the experience, it feels like your conversion rates are always the same. It feels like it's always the same number of people joining because yeah, the same number all the time. This launch, the same number. The next launch, the same number. Not more, not less, just the same. And it's like, I want more, I want more, I want more. And you're so like on a deeper level, like, oh my God, I want this. So, and I know that you're really grateful for where you are now financially, and but somewhere deep, like your soul is telling you that you want to dominate your language teaching, accent coaching niche. You want to attract students who don't bat an eye at the price of your like 2K, 4K, 5K language course. You want to consistently hit 10K, 15K, 25K months and more in your language teaching business, in your accent coaching business. And this is exactly what Phenomenon Mastermind is helping you do. I mean, look, you get a 2 hours one-to-one content strategy call with me where you plan all of your next steps. You get weekly group calls that last 2 hours where we map out your next steps and I help you write some of your content pieces and coach you on your unshakable mindset. Most of the masterminds, they only like last 30 minutes or like 45 minutes or 1 hour, but like I'm not focused on, my main focus not income here, but helping you and diving deeper because you can't dive deep in like in a 30-minute call, group call. This is why it's 2 hours. This is why it's 2 hours. So we also have a monthly copywriting session where you write your stories on like sales pages, carousels, and you get my live feedback on them. You also get 4 days of content feedback and Q&A for 6 months. It's long term. For 6 months you feel like you always get the support, and you do get the support from me, from this business coach that used to be an English teacher and also a language learner, which is mind blowing. And all of my clients, something that my clients are mentioning always is that they love the confidence that I give to them during our calls. So it's just like a kick in the ass kind of energy, and I get it because our calls always have high vibes. And I give you this aura of confidence each week because it's just like it's just something that is so natural to me and it comes naturally. I didn't even like learn how to be confident. It's just I didn't even know how to become confident. I just give it to you. I just give it to you. I just give it as so it comes so naturally to me. So you also get unshakable in your mindset in how you sell your language course. So every time you go to stories, every time you go to a free masterclass and you sell your language course at the end of your free masterclasses, you feel really confident, you feel laid back, and you know that everybody wants to buy from you, and they will, and they do buy. And of course, the main thing that my clients say about me is that they really love the unconventional sales ideas that I give to them. So they're really out of the box. There is no way I'm giving you basic advice. So, and I also know that you want to have all of my eyes on your stories, on your posts, on your reels, on your free masterclasses and challenges and sales pages, and you want my long-term support while you're implementing all the strategies that I'm giving you. You want to have a mentor that you can always ask a question and get a deep custom answer. That's Phenomenon Mastermind. And I can't wait to see you inside this mastermind. So right now the price is 4,900 euros, and it's obviously not forever. The price will obviously go up to 10K in the future, so it's crazy not to join at 4,900 euros when you really know that I'm the mentor for you and you've been thinking about joining this mastermind for a while now. So look, I know that everything that you want for your language teaching, accent coaching business is possible for you right now, because I'm not just saying because it's trendy to say so, like, just believe in yourself, you will do this. No, I'm saying it because you can actually make consistent 10K, 15K, 25K months and more. And you can also dominate your industry, your accent coaching, your language teaching industry. Like deep down, you know it's possible for you because you have already hit massive milestones. Like you're not a beginner, you have already hit massive milestones and you're not stopping here. You're going further. So I mean, like what if your income breakthrough like happened this month, next month? What if this like income breakthrough happens this year, in the next 2 months, 3 months, 5 months? Like, what if you joined this mastermind and your audience became so obsessed with you, they would buy every language course, every accent course that you would launch? So you would always sell them out. So you would hit like consistent 10K months, 15K months, 25K months, and more. The only advice that I can give to you right now at the end of this video is to trust your intuition, not fear. And you already know what's the right thing to do. And see you there in the Phenomenon Mastermind.